So how can you investigate a crime from your children, from your nephew and his friends? How can Detective Gaither have any grace about herself and you chasing around your nephew and his friend? You married to his mom's sister. Y'all stay together. Y'all been married together since the investigation started. So y'all been, and then not only that, okay, if you such a justified police, you told me you were ignoring 911 calls. That means people were calling in saying, I'm dying, and you were hanging up the phone. She was ignoring 911 calls and got promoted.
What up, Dope Biz Nation? It's your boy Tay Biz, man. We are here with another video. Go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and share and subscribe to the channel. Check this out, man. We got some information about Quindarrius Zachary being arrested. However, also have a video of him actually being approached by the officer at the time of his arrest after being discharged. Let's get into this real quick. So right here, we have the jail record search detail here. It says here that the booking number is 2415866. Fulton County District Attorney. He was booked on September the 13th, 2024. We have Zachary Quindarius, or Quindarrius Zachary, D, Lil D, Zachary, black male, 6 feet tall. And it says a warrant, and the warrant number is 22SC 183572. The charge is order for arrest of material witness. So we do know that in order for a warrant to be sent out, it has to be sanctioned by someone. And who do you think sanctioned this particular warrant? I'm pretty sure it was Fani Willis. Now, let's take a look at this for a second, because remember, Fani Willis had to go to the Senate hearing, right? And for some reason, she didn't make it. Let's check out the reason why. So Fani Willis will have a YSL witness arrested, and that witness was Quindarius Zachary, for ignoring a subpoena despite a medical issue and recent hospitalization. Yet she will dodge a subpoena herself from a Georgia Senate committee the same day while she is in Washington, D.C. doing a fundraiser for herself. So this is Fulton County District Attorney here. It says stand with black women, and it has the HBC United join us in Washington, D.C. to honor and re-elect Madam D.A. Fani T. Willis, District Attorney, Atlanta Judicial Circuit, when Friday, September the 13th, 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. 2024 re-election fundraising reception. All contributions up to $3,300 are appreciated. RSVP is required for location in Washington, D.C. So this is the reason why Fani Willis was not at the Georgia hearing on Friday the 13th, is because she was too busy doing a fundraiser for herself in Washington, D.C. And they want to have at least or up to $3,300 in contributions for re-election for Fani Willis. So that is what's going on with that as well. Okay. So while Quindarius Zachary is being arrested, then this is what Fani Willis was doing. Let's take a look at the footage that I have here of Quindarius Zachary being arrested.
Give me your phone.
Let me call my phone.
Give me your phone, sir.
Let me call my phone.
Give me your phone.
I'm about to
I
get
gotta
the phone,
pat you
man.
down.
I ain't
Mrs.
running,
Zachary.
Man. I ain't call my phone till I'm getting arrested.
Give me your phone.
Let me call my phone.
Give me your phone, sir.
Let me call my phone.
Give me your phone.
I'm about to
I
get
gotta
the phone,
pat you
man.
down.
I ain't
Mrs.
running.
Zachary.
Look at that. So he couldn't even get a chance to call his people to let him know that he's about to be arrested, because there was a warrant for his arrest. And I wonder if the 2 to 3 hour wait period of time was to get that warrant for Quindarius Zachary, although Miss Love knew exactly where he was in the first place. However, we have some other information about Detective Gaither and this entire thing with Quindarrius Zachary as well. So I'm going to show you some video of one video talking about how Mr. Zachary was arrested after being discharged from the hospital. And then also we're going to talk about YSL Gaither, if you will. Check this out.
Failure to appear. A man just died in jail on a failure to appear.
Yeah.
So you ask yourself before you go to dropping salt and point fingers at a person.
And then
You ask yourself, damn, what would I do? Or what would I say? Just like what it say, I tell them whatever they want to hear.
and not only that, he doesn't stay in Atlanta. He stay like 2 hours away. They went down there and got him, but now he's in Atlanta. He called probably like an hour ago, and he's been booked into Fulton County Jail.
So he's in Rice Street.
Yeah, he's in Rice Street.
Oh man, and that's not a good place. That's a disgusting place.
It's definitely not a good
I still
place.
got IV hanging out on.
What?
Probably do. You know, they arrested him as he was signing the papers.
Oh my God.
I mean, you could have, just like you rushed me, you could have came in and said 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, here go your subpoena. We will need you here on such and such day, even though he couldn't make it because he was in the hospital. They
wonder
knew
what
he
lie did she tell the judge for the judge to sign off on that warrant?
Yeah, she I don't know what she could tell her because I've been reading in people chat that they knew he was in the hospital, so they knew that. I mean,
No,
she
said
got out there
time.
like, we know where he is, he's secure, and he doesn't want to be secure. We're trying to secure someone who doesn't want to be secure. That's what she said.
Exactly what she
So it
said.
sounded like he was no longer in the hospital.
in other words.
All right, so there it is. Apparently, Judge Whitaker issued the warrant for his arrest, so that way he could appear in court to testify, because he is a co-conspirator of the RICO trial, as well as a witness. All right, and so they went down there to where he was in the hospital, and they held him in the hospital. When he signed his papers, they did stay with him to let him know like he's going to be escorted right to the police. And then when you saw the video, the police ran right into him, and he was able to record the video, but he wanted to call his people, and the police officer wouldn't let him. So this is how far they will go. I don't trust prosecutors. I don't trust judges. I don't trust police at all, because they can spin it the way they want to spin it. Okay. And so even if a person is guilty of something or presumed to be guilty of something, the fact that our law system allows corruption and coercion and prosecutorial misconduct and will negate that, will ignore it as if it doesn't even exist. But at the same time, you want me to cooperate with you. You know what I'm saying? And so being corrupt yourself in the name of the law is just as bad as a criminal doing a criminal act. Okay. YSL case is created off of hearsay. You know, they don't have any hardcore evidence. However, they don't even have hardcore witnesses, which would be presumed to be evidence in this case, because a testimony is evidence technically. And so even when it comes to witnesses, there are not even enough witnesses to say that they did see or saw anything, you know, and the witnesses that you did call up, they're not cooperating with you because the way you handle things is unlawful or inartful, as they would say. All right. So that is something that I think that this in this particular case is backfiring against the state. All right. Now, we do want to I want to shift a little bit because I want to talk about YSL Gaither. And why am I calling her YSL Gaither? This is why I take a look.
They know what's going on. Detective Gaither was married to Lil D auntie. They stayed in the house together. It's two Lil D. They stay in the house together. So how can you investigate a crime from your children, from your nephew and his friends? How can Detective Gaither have any grace about herself and you chasing around your nephew and his friend? You married to his mom's sister. Y'all stay together. Y'all been married together since the investigation started. So and then not only that, Okay, if you such a justified police, you told me you were ignoring 911 calls. That means people were calling in saying, I'm dying, and you were hanging up the phone. She was ignoring 911 calls and got promoted. How do the investigation even go on beyond that? Yeah, I don't understand. She YSL Gaither.
Detective Gaither was married to Demikion Garlington's auntie. You are one of the lead investigators of this case, and you are married to one of the co-conspirators' auntie. Again, this case is so corrupt and it's so messed up that this needs to be a mistrial ASAP. This needs to be thrown away ASAP. There's no, how are you going to do this? You mean to tell me there's no conflict of interest at all in this situation? Seriously? Then you get promoted. You know? So I just wanted to share a few things with you all, Biz Nation, that this case is getting worse and worse by the days. And it's getting worse and worse for the state. And I just hope that justice will be prevailed at some point, or will prevail at some point. But I'm not holding my breath on this. I think that they're going to find a way to get some charges put out there, man. And again, look at what they're doing to their own witnesses. They're impeaching their own witnesses to throw them in jail. You give them a plea deal, and then they tell you certain things that they want in the plea, and then you don't make the changes necessary. And they tell the jury that I wanted some changes to be made, and you didn't make those changes. Now, all of a sudden, you want to impeach them and say that they're lying. You had 4 different versions of the same plea deal. So yeah, a lawyer can, in this particular case, Monktoon's lawyer, he's like, man, I don't know how I didn't see this, but it's easy to manipulate documents. It is not that hard to manipulate documents to make you see something that you thought you saw. It's not really that hard. You could be a professional, but it's not really that hard. And so, especially if you skimming through 4 different versions of it, or you create 4 different versions are being made in order to get to the final version. You had this version, this version, this version. Now this is the final version of the plea deal, and now we're going to submit that. I mean, that's the whole. You can manipulate those documents easily. Okay, and Lawyer Love, I wouldn't put it past her at all. And so you're trying to impeach your own witnesses. So no, they don't want to cooperate with you. No, they don't want to talk to you. You're trying to impeach me. You giving me a 15-year probation and all this kind of stuff, but I got 30 years. I'm looking at 30 years if I violate anything on my plea deal. Okay. And now you're trying to impeach me. You're trying to put 30 years, or I'm sorry, 35. You're trying to put 35 years on me. You see what I'm saying? So there were some slip-ups that Moontu did. And at the same time, the state manipulated the plea deal. It's just classic corruption at its finest, man. If you want more content from Tay-Biz TV, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell, man. Peace.